Thanks to my good man Chemo for being a patron. If you want tons of exclusive RPG content, join now as a patron today. What is up, Mario fans? In this video, I'm going to be ranking all the worlds in New Super Mario Bros. U. I've done some other New Super Mario Bros. U videos so far. I've ranked the castles, the towers, and now I am going to rank the worlds. So, I'm going to do a bit of a unique ranking here. So, the idea is there are 7 tiers: F, D, C, B, A, S, and S+. And an F tier level would get 7 points, a D tier would get 6, C tier would get 5, all the way up to S plus getting 1. And the idea is I averaged out all the levels what tier I think they were, all the levels for each world, and I got a point score for each of the worlds, with the lowest possible being 7 and the highest possible being 1. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you what my favorite worlds in this game are. So in last place is going to have to be World 3 with a score of 5 points, which is pretty horrible. That pretty much means it's just a C tier world. And I don't hate it. There are some levels I really loved. I loved 3 of Boo, like the ship. It's like a ship graveyard kind of haunted ship. That one was pretty fun. I liked some of the more the first level was good. It was a basic level, but it was you actually got to like run and stuff instead of swim. And I also loved a couple. Yeah, no, really, honestly, those were like the 2 levels I actually liked. The one where you get to run through the beach and like jump on water and stuff, and the Boo House. The rest of them were either mediocre or just flat out bad for me. I know it's a pretty typical stance to have, but I just don't love water levels. They aren't my favorite. There are very few water levels in this game that I would give above D or C tier. So in the end, I never really love World 3s. They've never really impressed me. So overall, a score of 5, which basically means it's like low C tier. Alright, next on this list is going to be World 4 with a much higher score of a much lower score, I guess, of 4.56. And I don't dislike any of the levels in this world. I just don't really love any of the levels in this world. Like, basically all of them are like B, C tier levels. And but there are some standouts as always. I really loved 4 of 5, the Icicle Caverns. That one is my favorite level. Flip Rust Lake, I really loved that one, where you get like these unique enemies and you have to like ground pound these like floating like boxes, and then you can like shoot up into the sky. Like, I really loved those 2 levels. I thought they were fun and unique. But in the end, I mean, like 4 Tower was okay with the icicles and stuff. But other than that, most of the levels are just rather mediocre. I don't remember like the majority of them, and if I'm not really remembering them and I'm somehow remembering a lot of other levels, then that is an issue. I think that World 3 is the worst world, but World 4 is the one I'm most indifferent to, and the one that is the most just like kind of there. Like, I don't have fond memories of the world. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I just think it's kind of there. It's kind of mediocre. So yeah. Alright, in 7th place is World 1 with a score of 4.14. And World 1 is literally just as you'd expect. The levels are kind of memorable, but they're all just so easy that it's just not really the best world in the game. I think my favorite levels in this world are 1, 2, which is Tilted Cave or whatever. Tilted Tunnel, yes. And there were a lot of cool gemstone looking things. You would ground pound the gemstones and it would move on. And there were some pretty interesting enemies for it being the 2nd level, so that was really fun. And 1 of 4 was the introduction of pink baby Yoshis, which is always an amazing thing. So really, in the end, there were some good levels in World 1, but most of them are just too easy for me to love this world. And I just found a lot of the level, like 1 of 1, 1 of 3, one of 5. Like, there were just a lot of easy levels that I didn't really love in this world. The tower and the castle are pretty basic, pretty easy. It's not like I don't remember the levels in this world. I do like the levels, but just a bit more of a challenge, a bit more would be nice. Alright, in 6th place on this list, with a score of 4, and this is going to be controversial, is World 8. In 6th place, score 4. You're probably thinking, what is this dude saying? Like, World 8's like one of the best. And I can see that perspective. I just feel like most of the other worlds take you into a lot of different like environments, whereas this one is just so focused around lava. And I don't really love it. I thought the last 2 levels in the game were incredibly underwhelming, especially compared to the Wii installment. And I just like literally you go to 8, like you literally finally get into Peach's castle, and then it's like the most like underwhelming 2 levels in the entire game. And like those 2 levels are C tier for me just because like what the heck, like the ending was super generic compared to like the ending in a New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I hate to say, but it's absolutely true. But there were some levels I really loved here, like 8 of 4. That one was awesome. That had a lot of, I think that's the one, oh, and 8 of 2. I think those are the ones in the boats and like the lava rising and stuff. There's also the cliffs, which are fun, and the meteor moat. Like all these, there were a lot of good levels here, but it's really those last 2 levels that ruined it for me, because if the ending of a game doesn't wrap up the whole game very well, then it's just a little disappointing. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and I thought that this was one of the weakest, if not the weakest, final level I've played in a Mario game to this day. So that was pretty depressing, but you know what? I still liked this world nonetheless. Alright, in 5th place with a score of 3.89 is World 2. World 2 is not a lot of people's favorites. I've seen a lot of people, well, I guess a few people who have done this ranking, I've seen them put World 2 in bottom or bottom 2. But really, I did like World 2. 2 of Towers, one of my favorite levels in the game. I love that level. 2 of Castles, really good. 2 of 4 is good. There's a lot of secrets. And I think it's kind of like World 4 for me, where everything is kind of just average, but instead of it kind of just being there, like it's just average, like a B tier type average, you know what I'm saying? It's not too special, but it's still solid. I didn't dislike any of the levels, and honestly, if I don't dislike any of the levels, that is a good thing, because most of these worlds have at least one level that I dislike, and World 2 doesn't. It's just very solid around the board. Mostly just a lot of like B tier solid levels, and then there's some standouts, yeah, like 2 of Tower and 2 of Castle. So yeah, in the end, I really did like World 2. Alright, in 4th place with a score of 3.56, we're definitely getting a little higher here, is World 9. I think there were some really stupid levels in this world, but for the most part, they were good. I think the Pendulum Castle was a bit too much. It was kind of stupid, to be honest. It was not that it's like hard. That was fine. I liked how hard it was, but it was just kind of dumb, where the whole gimmick was those dropping yellow things, and half the time like it would just put buzzy beetles on like a single platform, and you're like, really, what is this level design? It was like kind of stupid. But there's also some other ones that I did enjoy. Oh, I also didn't like 9 of 3, the one you're being chased down by a like a cheap thing or whatever, and I thought 9 of 4 was very generic level. But in the end, there's some really good ones. 9 of 7 with the Lakitus was fun. 9 of 9, the Koopa Shell puzzle, which is funny that that's the last level in the game because it was incredibly easy. But there's the 9 of 1 and 2, which one is a roller coaster and one is a speed run. Like, there's a lot of great levels here, but there's also some horrible ones. Like, the levels I do love are near the top of my list, but then some of the other ones are just bottom tier. I also loved 9 of 5 spinning platforms of Doom because, again, it's like one of those Vincent van Gogh painting levels, and I absolutely loved that. But it was also difficult and well designed, I think, so that was a fun level. I really liked that one. So yeah, World 9 was really solid, but it still isn't like a top 3 world for me. All right, in third place is World 7 with a score of 3.3, which basically means most of the levels here are in the A tier. And I think that World 7, again, it doesn't have any levels that I like absolutely adore, except I guess 7 of Boo is pretty good. But in the end, it just has so many like good levels. Like nothing really bad. The map is cool in this world. The tower's good. The airship is good. Really, in the end, it just has a lot of like A, B tier levels for me. It's not like I'm saying, oh, World 7 has my favorite levels in the entire game, but it has a lot of really good ones, and I don't think I put a single World 7 level below the B tier because I thought that World 7 was just consistently awesome. And that is something that no other world except 2 was able to do because I have levels I hate in most of the worlds. But really, in the end, World 7 is near the top because it's just so consistent in being a good world. Yeah. All right, let's move into my second favorite world in the game with a score of 3.08. And that is going to be World 5. First of all, World 5 easily takes the cake for how cool the map looks, how fun it is to traverse the map of the world, and it's definitely the most unique world in this game, at least by looks, by how the levels are designed, the backgrounds. Like, there's the Vincent van Gogh painting one, which is one of my favorite levels in the entire game. It's like top, like literally four of my top 5 favorite levels are from World 5, and somehow it's still not my favorite world in the game. But like Flight of the Parabeetles, love that place. Love that level. I love the Van Gogh painting. Which Way Labyrinth is awesome. Snake Block Tower. Like, I remember all of those levels. Even like there's so many good ones. A lot of the other ones are more generic, which I think the next world on this list does a good job of making them all good. But it has a lot of generic ones, but it also has my favorite levels in the game. 4 of my top 5 favorite levels, again, are from World 5. And there's just so many good ones here. The map is just fun to go across, which is actually saying something because that usually is not the case. But we also get some fun levels. Bridge Over Poison Waters is a good one. Land of the Giants is pretty good. Yeah, as a whole, there's just so many good levels in World 5. And yeah, again, Flight of the Parabeetles, Which Way Labyrinth, Snake Block Tower, Painted, I don't even know what it's called. The Van Gogh level is like spooky painted landscape. I don't know. But in the end, World 5 is just a great world in pretty much every way, and I love it. But there's still one more, and you've guessed it by now, with a score of 2.92, meaning that it averages out as an S tier world, and that is going to be World 6. I think that World 6, it has some of my favorite levels in the game. Not like all of my top 5, but there aren't any average levels in World 6, because World 6 just, I hated 6 of 1, actually. It's like my least favorite level in the game. But other than 6 of 1, just this world looks pretty basic, but every single level just feels completely different. It doesn't feel generic at all. The map is fun to traverse. There's there's 2 towers here, which is awesome because tower levels are my favorite. And there is a castle that you can literally start from the end and like go backwards by going behind the castle, which is really cool. My favorite level in the game is from World 6 of Tower, where you get the mini mushroom and you have to climb up the tower while spikes are raining down on you. I loved that level. 6 of 5, the Walking Piranha Plants level, is super fun. You get to swing from a bunch of chains, fly super high up into the sky, jump over in a lot of walking piranha plants. That was a good one. 6 of 6 is that like dark roller coaster ride. I loved that one. It was so fun. But there's a lot of other ones. I'm actually just gonna pull it up to see all the levels, because really in the end there were so many memorable levels in World 6. Rock Candy Mines. Let's see. Oh, Fuzzy Cliff Top is the only one that I hated. The first level had bad level design, because if you ever lost your Yoshi, you had to restart the level basically if you wanted to get the star coins. So that was horrible. But other than that, 6 of 2, Porcupuffer Falls, the one you're being chased by the Porcupuffer guy, and you just like have to like make a mad dash to the end. That one is fun. Yeah, Grinding Stone Tower, my favorite level in the game. 6 of 3, Waddle Wing's Nest was awesome. We got Chain Chomps, and it was like a vertical level where you got to use the squirrel suit. 6 of 4 was an awesome level, because if you find the hidden star power, you can just like beat the whole level without even getting hurt, and that was really cool. Like I said, Walking Piranha Plants, the Thrilling Spine Coaster. 6 of 7, Shifting Floor Cave was one of the most difficult levels in the game, but it was really fun. Getting that last star coin was intense with Koopa, because you had to dodge like 30 enemies before you could throw the Koopa shell and get the star coin. So that was really cool. Screw Top Tower was fun, even though it wasn't nearly as good as the first tower. And again, the Conveyor Castle was just awesome. It literally, you could go from behind and get that star coin and stuff. So literally, I remember every single level in this world, and just by the name. And that is absolutely impressive for a new Super Mario Bros. Game. I mean, I hated 6 of 1, but in the end, I loved pretty much every level in this world to a certain extent. I don't think a single level, 6 of 1 falls bottom of F tier for me, but every other level is getting like A, S plus tier. So really, in the end, it has my favorite level in the game. It has awesome map design. It has a lot of experimental ideas, and in the end, I think World 6 is easily my favorite world in New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, with World 5 coming really close behind. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to stay on the lookout for more Mario videos, because as soon as Mario Wonder comes out, I'm going to be going insane with my Mario game playing. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day. Peace out, Mario fans.